Then let's set the camera inside the blender in the camera setting. Please open the cube's depth.blend and you will see something like this. So in the cube's depth.blend, you will have one side which is the 3D space and another side which is the camera view. Similarly, I'm going to open the viewport shading and change it to render. So you will see the render result of this view. You will see that we have already have light, but now we are going to play with the camera. So the camera in the 3D space, please select the camera, make it enable. Then after you select the camera, on the right hand side in the property windows, it will have the camera tab, the one that look like the camera like this. Please open that tab and we are going to adjust the view or the camera according to this view. So first, the lens itself is have multiple types. It have perspective like this. It have orthographic, which is on the back we have exactly the same size as in the front. We don't really use this one that much. We have panoramic, which is the lens that look that not normal. Actually, for the panoramic, you have options to change to mirror ball, and you see that it's the effects of the lens that apply onto your objects. It's fish eye, different types. It quite depends on how would you like the scenes to look like. But normally we will use the original one, which is the perspective. Let me change to the perspective, okay. And go to the camera, sorry. This one is panoramic and, okay, camera. For the perspective, something that you can play with is the focal length. It is similar to the focal length on the physical camera, which is pretty much like the zoom options, because now you are not adjusting other objects. You are not adjusting the position of the camera, but you are adjusting the focal length, which is the distance inside the camera itself. The default was 35, but you can adjust according to your need. And you can play with it. The first one is about the lens itself, but the next one that we can use is the camera preset. So the next one is the camera, and actually in Blender, they already have a lot of presets from cameras. If you are the photographer, you can apply them. For example, these are the settings for the multiple brands of camera, like the GoPro is the one for the wide view, or you can try others. And each of the settings have its own characteristic. You can play around with them like this. Beside the setting, you can try to adjust according to your need. So I would like to reset it back, this one. And the next one that you can play with is the depth of field. The depth of field is the safe area first. The safe area is actually the tool that will help you to guide using the area. For example, this one is the safe area, and you can set which area that you don't want it to go out. The title safe area, you can set the margin manually. So when you move the camera, you can make sure that your objects will not go into this area. And that one only occur in the camera viewport. It will not appear on the final render. And also you can set the save action margin. It's really up to you. It's just the tool to help you. The last one is the depth of field. The depth of field will help you to adjust the camera in order to show the relationship of depth or the sense of depth. For example, you can select an object to focus. In this case, I'm going to focus on the blue, the big blue one. and until the focus say this object. And then you can change the aperture. The aperture is the setting of how would you like the blur looks like. For example, if you set 0, it means it is not blur at all, and this one is a radius blur. You can adjust it more. You will see that all the objects will be blurred except your object of focus. Let me change to 1. This one is the blur. For the radius blur in the center of the focus will not that blur, but if you change more and more, it will increase blur until the center of the radius. But it should be enough for your own. And if you change the focus point, to other objects, for example, I'm not sure which one. Is the bad thing about selection. Okay, this one should be the cube 002, and then I select the camera to go back and change it to cube 002. So now I'm focusing on this object in the front, and you will see that the blur effect on the back is pretty hard. Or you can change to the sphere. This one should be clearer. You can change the focus on other object, like I change to focus on the sphere here, and yeah, it quite depends on what do you need. And let me change back to, can I remember? Cube 6. This one is cube 3. Okay, and that is about the camera inside the blender. Now you can set the camera for your final animation. Next, let's try to see what are options that you can set in the render.